Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Maritime Fusion Net. My call sign is VE1CT, and my name is Robert, Romeo Oscar Bravo, Echo Romeo Tango, and I'll be your net control station for this evening. This net meets every Wednesday evening at 1900 hours Atlantic time in the CQ Maritime Room, which is number 60207. The net is open to all amateurs in the maritime provinces and is scheduled for 1 hour. Break. Alright, amateur radio operators will be called in by province. When you check in, please give me your call sign using proper phonetics. Let's see. Sorry, I've got it right here in front of me. Just print small. There we go. Now it's bigger. After all the maritime stations are called in, stations from outside the area will have a chance to check in between round 1 and round 2 there. Just a quick reminder that due to a delay in the fusion system, please key up for a second or two before transmitting and keep the push to talk button pressed for a couple of seconds after your transmission has finished. First of all, do we have any announcements for the net? Any announcements? Please come now to VE1CT. Alrighty, no announcements. Alright, we're going to put a call out now for our short time stations, the stations which cannot hang around the entire net there. Please come now with your call sign, short time stations, VE1CT for the Maritime Fusion Net, standing by for you.
Victor Yankee 2, Golf Foxtrot.
Victor Echo 1, Juliet Sierra, VE1JF.
Victor Echo 9, Papa Alpha Lima, V9 BAL.
Victor Alpha 6, Foxtrot Papa, VA6FP.
Alrighty, so far for short time stations, I have BY2GF, VE1JS, VE1, or VE9 PAL. Sorry about that, Paul. Yeah, you're New Brunswick, not Nova Scotia. There we go. And from out in Alberta, there we got Francis there, Victor Alpha 6, Foxtrot Papa. Did I miss anyone or anyone else which is short time? Short time stations, please come now with your call sign. VE1CT, standing by for you.
Victor Echo 1, Mike Yankee. For X-ray, VE1FOX.
In and out, but we'll be monitoring on scanner.
Alrighty, I got also VE1MY, VE1FOX, and our station which was in and out there, boys, I was trying to recognize the, was that Victor Echo 9 Papa Juliet? Am I correct on that? Sorry, it was Oh, not clear on my screen here.
Victor Echo 9 Papa India November VE9 PIN in and out, but I'll be monitoring on the portable there. Still have an hour of snow blowing to do. Century Salt.
Oh, we've got you there. Sorry about that. Things just seem to keep going wrong here with me. Let's see. Come on. Come up. Okay. Alrighty. VE9PIN, VE1CT returning. Hey, you got snow blowing to do. We're not going to interfere with that at all there, Bert. You take a easy, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in there from Evanston. Greatly appreciated there. VE9PIN, VE1CT 73. All right, let's whip up to the top of the list here. George, VY2GF, VE1CT. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert, and everybody on the net. Well, I think I get the prize for innovation. The antenna is outside the window here. It's a mag mount on the heat pump, and I've got a towel in the window, so it's going to be a very short QSO. Thank you for doing the net, and I hope everybody has a good week, and we'll look forward to subsequent nets. Victor Yankee 2 Golf Foxtrot.
Victor Yankee 2 Golf Foxtrot, VE1CT returning. Good morning to you, or morning, yeah, boys, what's tomorrow morning? Anyway, good evening to you, George. Hey, well, you're doing great there. Beautiful signal there. No distortion whatsoever. So, keep that antenna right there if you can. Hi. Oh, glad to have you on board, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciated, and wish you and yours a great and safe evening there. And also, I wish Bert there a safe time there while he's blowing snow there. VY2GF, VE1CT, 73. All right, going over to John next. Victor Echo 1, Juliet Sierra, VE1CT. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob. V1CT in the net, V1JS. Not too bad today down here in Sandy Cove. We had a lot of wind, very little snow, about 14 and almost 15 millimeters of rain, and the temperature was up as high as 9. It's now 6. And our highest wind, we're sort of sheltered here, but the highest wind was 66. And other than that, it's a pretty good day. All my antennas are still up there, so I guess they're not big enough, as they say. Anyway, 7-3s and Happy New Year to all. V1CT on the net, V1JS.
VE1JS, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, John. Doing great there from Sandy Cove. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend, and thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. I wish you and yours a great and safe evening there. Take her easy, and Happy New Year back to you as well. VE1JS, VE1CT, 73. Over to Paul next. Victor Echo 9, Papa, Alpha Lima, VE1CT. Good evening.
1CT, this is V9PAL. How you doing there, Robert? And everybody else on the net. +6 here. We had some snow this morning. Got that all blown away. Now the rain's washing the rest away. Anyway, with that wind tonight, should be taking some more down. Anyway, you guys all take care. Have a great week. V9PAL.
VE9PAL, VE1CT return. Good evening to you, Paul. Copy your +6. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's like, okay, yep, we got some snow today, and the plow is going back and forth, even on the back streets here. And then all of a sudden, I go back to the bedroom, watch a movie, just have a short snooze, wake up, look out the window, and it's all gone. Boys, definitely all four scenes here in the good old Maritimes. I glad to have you on board, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in there, Paul. Greatly appreciated, sir. And you and yours have yourselves a great and safe evening there. VE9PAL, VE1CT 73. All right, next up, going out to Alberta. See how Francis is doing there. Victor, Alpha 6, Foxtrot Papa, VE1CT. Good evening.
VE1CT for the Maritime Fusion Net from VA6FP. Good evening to you, Robert, and everyone on the net this evening. Great to hear some familiar voices. Listening to your weather forecast, could we trade? We're not looking so good out here. Current temperature, -20, that's -25 degrees Celsius, -31 with the wind chill, and the temperatures are going to drop right into the weekend. We've got an extreme cold warning in effect. In fact, some parts of the province by Saturday could be looking at wind chill at around -50. I think I'm going to look to head east, guys. This is crazy. Hey, let me check in early, Robert. So I've got a meeting I got to get to. I don't think I'm going to turn the car off, though, while I'm in at the meeting. I may not turn it again. So we better get going. Thanks once again for doing the net and letting us check in early. 7-3 all around. And for goodness sake, stay warm. Oh, and by the way, we got our good... we may be on the right track, but I don't like these temperatures, so if anybody wants to trade, let me know. 7-3, Robert, take care. VE1CT from VA6FP in Wainwright, Alberta.
Hello, VA6FP, VE1CT return. Good evening to you, Francis. Well, at least, hey, it's predictable in your area. Ours, boys, like I say, snow 1 minute, rain the next. Drop your present temperature of -25 with the wind chill of -31. And the weekend may be going down to -50. You know, I'm starting to wonder if you're even colder than the North Pole, because that's pretty well subarctic temperatures there. Well, my friend, you have yourself a great safe evening there, and safe travels there to the meeting and back. Keep warm there, my friend. VA6FP, VE1CT, SO3. All right, let's see. We got two more time-sensitive stations here. Let's go with Mike Victor, 1, Mike Yankee, VE1CT. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Robert. VE1CT, VE1Y. I'm on the way out the door, so just a quick mark. 7-3 to all. VE1Y.
VE1MY, VE1CT return. Good evening to you, Mike. Understand your time sensitive there. So you take her easy, my friend. Have yourself a great safe evening there. And you take her easy there. VE1MY, VE1CT, 7-3. Over to Curtis, 3 Mile Plains, Victor Echo 1, Foxtrot, Oscar, X-Ray, VE1CT. Good evening. Okay, let's try Curtis again there, see if he's about. Victor Echo 1, Foxtrot, Oscar X-Ray, VE1, FLX, VE1, CT code. Good evening, Curtis. Alrighty. Oh, I did hear him. I did see the call sign on the screen, so hey, he's still checked in. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list for the short time stations. So we're going to begin round one now. Round one, Prince Edward Island. Anyone from PY2 land wishing to check in to the Maritime Fusion Net this evening, please come now with your call sign. BE1 CT is standing by. PEI stations.
Victor Yankee 2, Alpha November. Name Ricardo, VY2AN.
Victor Yankee 2, Juliet Charlie.
Alrighty, so far I have BY2AN and BY2GAC. Were there any other stations from that I may have missed there from PEI or any other stations from PEI wishing to check in? Please come now with your call sign. BE1CT standing by. Alrighty, let's see, so, top of the list. I think this is the most I've had from PEI so far. Hi. So, good evening, Ricardo. How's things in your neck of the woods there, my friend? BY2AN, BE1, CT. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob, and everybody on net. Yeah, I just been to the pot for the Fusion Net. We enabled our emergency communications plan today because of all the snow and freezing rain. Schools were closed and everything, so we had our first net at 4:30 p.m. and had 14 check-ins, checking on people, making sure everybody was okay. Around 3,000 households lost power on the island for a couple of hours, but see, the things are improving quite a bit. It's not snowing anymore, not freezing raining, and not windy anymore. So thankfully it wasn't too bad. I hope everybody has a great evening, and 73 VY2AN.
BY2AN, BE1, CT returning. Good evening to you, Ricardo. Doing great there. Copy you had 14 check-ins this afternoon. Hey, that's great. That's good to hear. And sorry to hear that 3,000 homes lost power there, but that's good that it was fairly short, 2.5 hours. At least a lot better than overnight or something like that there. Well, so we need to also show our appreciation to the linemen out there who keep the lines up and running there for us as well. Oh, thank you very much for your check-in there, Ricardo. Greatly appreciated, my friend. And I wish you and yours a great and safe evening. You take it easy. BY2AN, BE1, CT, Symmetry. Going over to our favorite junk collector here on the western end of the mud flap. Victor Echo 1, Juliet Charlie, VE1, CT. Good evening, Joe.
Excuse me there for a minute. I had to clear my throat there. Good evening, Robert, and good evening, everybody on the on the Fusion Net there. Yeah, that's right. Your favorite junk collector. Aye. At the western end of the mud flap here. And it's definitely a muddy flap there this evening, too. We got some snow, and then the rain came and melted. Well, it didn't melt at all, but it melted quite a little bit, and it's still plus 3.5 here. Winds are still up around 60 clicks or so there, I think. On the Confederation Bridge today, it was 130. They closed her down for all vehicles today there for a while. I wouldn't have wanted to have been up there with the smart car, Robert. Probably wouldn't be there very long. I'd be in the water. Anyway, we lost our power for a couple hours today, too, which is all right. We're not complaining one little bit there. We got a 10,000 watt generator that takes over, so and it works pretty good as long as you keep the gas in it. Keep the gas to where she'll keep running there. Thanks for picking up the net, Rob, and thanks for calling us in. 7-3, the Victor Yankee 2, Juliet Charlie, Western and you know where.
VY2, JC, VE1, CT return. Good evening to you, Joe. Copy your current temperature of plus 3.5 there. Your current wind condition, 60 kilometers an hour. Yeah, that's a bit of a breeze. I guess the bridge would kind of be a little, concerned at 130 kilometers an hour. That's what, category 4 hurricane, I think, or something like that. It's like, wow, that's quite the wind. Oh, good to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in there from the western end of the mud flat. Greatly appreciated. And I wish you and yours a great and safe evening there. VY2TC, VE1CT, 73. All right, let's see. We'll mix it up here. Next up, we'll call in Nova Scotia. Anyone in BE1, BA1 land wishing to check in this evening, please come now with the call sign. BE1CT is standing by Nova Scotia Station.
Foxtrot, Sierra Mike.
JW. Victor Alpha 1, Bravo India Lima.
Victor Echo 1, Echo Papa Delta.
Alrighty, so far for Nova Scotia, VE1 FSN, VE1 JW, Victor Alpha 1 Bravo India Lima, and Victor Echo 1 Echo Delta Mike, EPM. We've got you in here, Edmund. Did I miss anyone or anyone else from Nova Scotia wishing to check in this evening? Please come now with your call sign, BE1CT, standing by. Alrighty, let's go to the top of the list. Good evening, Frank. How's things in your neck of the woods this evening there, my friend? VE1 FSN, VE1 CT. Good evening.
VE1 Charlie Tango, VE1 Foxtrot here, Mike. Good evening, Rob. Good evening to everybody else on that tonight. And everything's going good now. The wind's all died down and calm as can be out there. Of course, that could change in a heartbeat, as we've seen today. And yeah, it was pretty weird watching the snow come, then the freezing rain, and then mixture of rain and freezing rain, and then wind. Yeah, nice day, not. Anyway, Robert, in fulfilled traffic, just more or less popping in to say hello, complain a little bit about the weather, and give you a mark for the book. So back to you, VE1 Charlie Tango, VE1 Foxtrot Sierra Mike.
VE1 FSM, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Frank. Yeah, we wouldn't be true Maritimers if we didn't complain about the weather. Oh, good to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. And I wish you and yours a great and safe evening there. You take a reason there. VE1 FSM, VE1 CT 73. All right, we're going over to, come on, I don't know why this window keeps shutting down on me here. Come on. All right, VE1JW, sorry about that. VE1CT, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Robert, and everybody else in it. Got a good start so far. Yeah, it's balmy 8 degrees down here, the other end of the valley. It's a beautiful day. I don't know what the wind got up today. I didn't look at it, I guess, this afternoon when it was blowing hard, but it's 29, 9 kilometers an hour now, gust to 26, so it's not blowing too hard. And I woke up to, I don't know, maybe 2-3 centimeters of snow. I don't think any more than that. Some we had from before, so. And that's all melted and gone now. We've had just shy of 18 millimeters of rain so far today, so it's the snow is disappearing and still plus 8 degrees. So down your way tomorrow, Robert, I'll be across the street from you tomorrow. I got to go down to Walmart for an eye test tomorrow morning, so down hanging out there for a little bit. And hopefully I won't need new glasses. Right, every time I do, it seems to spoil a $500 bill to get a new pair, so I'm hoping I don't need any. But I'm hoping that things are holding steady, but we shall see. Other than that, just listening with interest, VE1JW.
VE1JW, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Eric. Doing great there. My goodness, yeah. I wish, although, that Mother Nature would just make up her mind. Either stay cold or stay warm, one or the other. But just do one of them. Boy, so all this does is promote the flu, and, well, I guess we may as well count COVID as a flu nowadays. Everyone's doing pretty good with the inoculations there. So, anyway, I'm glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. I thank you very much for your check-in there. And here's hoping that all the snow will disappear there. Boy, it's plus 8. Yeah. I'm quite sure it doesn't stand too much of a chance there. Take it easy, Eric, you and yours there. Keep safe. VE1JW, VE1CT 73. All right, going over to well next, Victor Alpha 1, Bravo, India, Lima, VE1CT. Good evening.
VA1BIL, good evening, Rob. Nice to hear from you, and thanks for doing the net. Weather settled down here. It's as Eric said, it's about 8 degrees here in the valley, and we survived again. Anyway, hope everybody has a great week. And 7-3, VA1BIL clear.
VA1BIL, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Will. Hey, doing great there. Glad to have you on board this evening. Yeah, it seems to be throughout the whole valley here. It seems to be, I guess we're trying for double digits now. Anyway, good to have you on board, my friend, and thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it, and wish you a great and safe evening there, my friend. VA1BIL, VE1CT, Symmetry. And now we are going to Victor Echo 1, Echo Papa Delta, VE1CT. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, it's VE1CT, VE1EPD. Evening to all on frequency. Like everybody else, I guess, that complain about the weather. Yeah, well, southeast wind blowing, they said over 400 kilometers, and a few shingles flew off my garage. So, I guess I'll have to fix that tomorrow if the wind stays down. And clear of that, not much else to complain about, just listening along, hope you get a lot more. VE1CT, VE1EPD.
VE1EPD, VE1CT return. Good evening to you, Edwin. So winds out of the southwest. Yeah, that could be nasty at this time of the year, especially at 100 kilometers an hour. Boys, I'm glad that you only lost a few shingles there. My goodness. Yeah, that sounds... what can we say? It's our maritime weather. My goodness. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciated. And I wish you and yours a great and safe evening. And you take her easy when you're out there fixing the shed there. Hi. VE1 EPD, VE1 CT 73. All right, nonetheless, we're now going with round one, New Brunswick. Any stations from New Brunswick, from BE9, BA9 land, wishing to check in this evening, please come down with your call sign. BE1 CT for the Maritime Fusion Net Room, standing by for you at New Brunswick stations.
9 Victor Echo Alpha.
Victor Echo 9, Charlie Golf Lima. Victor Echo 9, Charlie Golf Lima.
9 Mike Tango Victor, VE9 MTV.
Victor Echo 9, Echo Sierra. Victor Echo 9, Oscar Sierra Kilo, VE9 OSK.
VE1 Tango United.
VE1 Oscar Lima, VE1 OL.
Alrighty, so far we got 7 stations there from New Brunswick. We have VE9 CGL. First was Vern. My apologies, Vern. VE9 VEA. Then we had VE9 CGL. And then we got Mike there, Victor Echo 9, Mike Tango Victor. Then Victor Echo 9, Echo Sierra. Then we got Oscar there, Victor Echo 9, Oscar Sierra Kilo. And we also have BE1 Tango Uniform and BE1 Oscar Lima. Did I miss anyone or anyone else from New Brunswick wishing to check in? Please come now with your call sign. BE1 CT is standing by for you.
Victor Echo 9, Golf Charlie, VE9, GC.
Yeah, we got Gordon in with us, Victor Echo 9, Golf Charlie. All right, let's see. Let's go to the top of the list. Gonna go with Vern here, see how he's doing there. He's also, even though he always says upstanding amateurs, well, hey, he's an upstanding amateur himself as well there. He needs to know that. Hi. Good evening, Vern. VE9, VEA, VE1, CT. Come on in.
VE1, Charlie Tango, Wednesday night Fusion Net Control. Good evening, Rob, and good evening, all fine, outstanding, hands-on frequency there for sure. Rob, nice to hear your melodious tones doing the net tonight, and we were riding along with you, enjoying the nets, and pretty well, you got the doors open, so, it's running along pretty smooth there, nice though. That's good stuff. Well, we got a whack of snow here today, and, I don't know how much because I can't get to measure it accurately, but I estimate 4 or 5 inches for sure. I know it's enough the tractor had to come and do the plow the driveway, blow the driveway, so must be 4 or 5 inches out there. Well, we didn't need it, but we got it anyhow. It's funny, the stuff you can get what you don't need, you can get it. If you need it, you can't get it. Anyhow, Rob, nice net for sure. So we want to wish everybody good evening, a great wake-up call tomorrow. 7312, 88 is the lady, a special good evening. So scanner listeners, we'll turn it back to you. VE1, Charlie Tango, net control. VE9, Victor Echo Alpha, Bird, in Trackety, Northeast New Brunswick. 73, Rob, thanks for doing that, calling us in one more time, putting up with my foolishness one more time. Hopefully we'll be around again next week to aggravate the airways again. 73, Rob.
VE9, VEA, VE1, CT returning good. You, Vern. Hey, glad to hear everything sounding good and chipper there. No problem whatsoever, my friend. Glad to have you on board this evening. And I thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciated. And you don't have to worry. Hey, we always look forward to when you aggravate the airways with us there. Bye. Take her easy, my friend. VE9, VEA, VE1, CT, 73. Going over to Jermaine next, Director 9, Charlie Golf Lima, VE1, CT. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob, and everybody else on the Maritime Fusion Net. I've got nothing to report, plus 3 degrees here. Everything is all cooled down, and we had almost 15 centimeters this morning, and after that it turned to rain this afternoon, but everything is done. So have a nice net, and I'll be monitoring from VE9 Charlie Golf Lima.
VE9 CTL, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Jermaine. Doing great there. And, let's see. Copy your +3. You had 15 centimeters of snow this morning and it turned to rain. Sounds like, excuse me. Sounds like that's what's been happening all over here. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciated. And wish you a great and safe evening there, Jermaine. You take her easy. VE9 CTL, VE1 CT 73. And we're going over to Mike. Victor Echo 9, Mike Tango Victor, the even CT, good evening.
Yeah, Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango, the Maritime Fusion Net, Victor Echo 9, Mike Tango Victor. Good evening, Robert. Good to Gordon there. I heard Gordon for me a while ago, but I guess he got covered up and he got in the end of the line there. Yeah, and I tried to get my Wires X node working, but it was really, really slow, and it took forever to boot up, and didn't get through all of it, so I shut that down and came on the Maritime Fusion repeater. So I don't know if anybody else is experiencing trouble with the Wires X server, but maybe it got affected with the earthquake there out there. I don't know. But yeah, it's really, really slow tonight. But the repeater here seems to be working okay, so I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll have to reboot the my internet here, see if that helps. So anyway, yeah, it's still +4 here. Had a little bit of snow, and then it turned to rain. It's been raining ever since, and I was looking at the overnight thing, and I think it's staying at +5 way up to the morning there, so maybe a bit of that snow won't have to shovel anything. So back to you, Robert. Have a good net, and hi to everybody on the net, and hi, Vern. I heard you in there too, and Germain. And kind of late checking in here, but I thought I'd check in and say hi. 3 safe. VE1CT, VE9MTV.
VE9MTV, VE1CT, returning good evening to you, Mike. Hey, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. No problem whatsoever. Hey, as they always say, better late than never there. And, +4. You're doing good there in the Moncton area. Hey, sounds, let's see, you were saying also that you had some snow earlier, and you had some rain there, so, yeah, exactly. It's funny, you just stay in your house, and then it'll make the snow go away, and you don't have to shovel it. Hi. Doing good there, Mike. Thanks a lot for checking in there, my friend. You take her easy, you and yours. VE9MTV, VE1CT, 73. Going over to Patrick next, Victor Echo 9, Echo Sierra, VE1CT. Good evening. Good evening, all, and thanks for calling me in. Just pretty much same weather as everybody else has been having. Not much to add on that. Got the snow. They told me they wouldn't plow the parking lot, then they did. It then started to melt and stuff. So we're all good here. Just staying inside and keeping my nose clean. Thanks for calling me in. V9 Echo Sierra. VE9, yes, VE1CT, returning good evening to you, Patrick. Hey, doing great there. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. I thank you very much for your check-in. It seems to be everything looked bleak in the morning, looked better in the afternoon, looks even great now in the evening. Anyway, good to have you on board there, my friend. You take it easy. Have yourself a great and safe evening there, Patrick. VE9ES, VE1CT, 73. Going over to Oscar next. Victor Echo 9, Oscar Sierra Kilo, VE1CT. Good evening.
VE1CT, V9 Oscar Sierra Kilo. Good evening, Robert, and everybody on the Fusion Net tonight. We're doing fine here. We, just like Mike said, it snowed and then it changed it to rain, and we did take the snow out before it started raining, so I just went out to put the garbage out there, and everything's
it's just asphalt again, so that's not too bad at all. As far as the driveway is, but there's still snow on the grass there. But with the temperature, it might melt a little bit more there, so that's not too bad. I am on my node tonight. It seems to be working okay. Nothing besides that. Thanks for doing the net, and thanks for calling me in from Victor Echo 9, Oscar, Sierra Kilo 73.
VE9 OSK, VE1 CT, return. Good evening to you, Oscar. Well, your node's working beautifully, sir. No problems, no breakups, no nothing. You're doing great. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. I thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciated. And, yep, same weather, well, you know, the saying, good time had by all, well, same weather had by all. Anyway, good to have you on board. Thank you very much for your check-in there, Oscar. I wish you a great safe evening as well there, my friend. VE9OSK, VE1CT, 73. And we're going over to Denny next. Victor Echo 1, Tango Uniform, VE1CT. Good evening, Denny.
VE1 Charlie Tango. This is VE1 Tango United. Good evening, Robert. Good evening, Tom. Special hello to OL. Home, Aubrey. And I'll be giving you a call someday. We got about 4 inches of snow here. I think it stopped around 10 o'clock. Then it started to rain. And that rained through until about mid-afternoon. So we still have some snow on the ground, and it did plow the street, so it looks bare. So the driving's pretty good. Otherwise, Rob, not too much going on here, so we'll turn it back to you. VE1 Charlie Tango. This is VE1 Tango United.
VE1TU, VE1CT, returning. Good evening, Denny. Hey, you're doing great there. And, wow, 4 inches. I'm trying to convert that to centimeters now. Let's see, that must be about 30 cents. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of snow. Glad, although, that it's rained off on you there, and hopefully everything will be still nice and safe and calm there out there. And understand you'll give Aubrey a call there sometime soon. Hi. Thank you for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciated. I wish you a great and safe evening there, Denny. VE1 to you, VE1 CT 73. And speaking of Aubrey, he's up next, Victor Echo 1, Oscar Lima, VE1 CT. Good evening, Aubrey.
Good evening, Rob, and everybody on the net tonight. This is VE1OL, and Dennis, VE1TU. I'm really pleased to hear you're home. I was wondering what your status would be, so now I know. So that's great news. And Vern there, and 9GC. It's a great crowd you have on here, Robert, and a really nice net. Well, I must say I'm enjoying the annual January thaw, and it's almost a given that we're going to have a January thaw every year, and I guess maybe this is the one. And I hope we have some more. Anyway, nothing much to report. Obviously, I didn't do anything outside today, but did accomplish a few things in here, and looking for a better day tomorrow, like Vern says. Anyhow, thanks for doing the net, and just say good evening to everybody. And it's very nice to be here. Back to you, VE1OL.
VE1OL, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Aubrey. Doing great there. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. And, yeah, it's good that Denny's all back safe and sound there. And, yeah, everything's going according to plan, or at least we hope it is. Hi. Well, you have yourself a great and safe evening there, Aubrey. Thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciated there. You take her easy now. VE1, allow VE1 CT 73. And last up on the list, Gordon Victor Echo 9, Golf Charlie, VE1 CT. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Robert. V1CT with the Wednesday Night Fusion Net, the E9GC. Well, good evening to you, my neighbors Mike and Paul that were on there before, George over there on the sandbar, and the junk collector as well, and everybody else that's been checking in, been sitting back here listening in, enjoying the net. Coming through the VE9 MFR repeater tonight using the 991A. Didn't bother turning the handheld on and going through the node. Anyway, we just wanted to pop in and say good evening. A little bit warm. Oh, my temperature's now dropped. It was about 5.5 degrees when the net first started, and I'm down to +4 degrees now. So, all in all, not too bad. Lots of a non-event in my residence, which, by the way, makes me very happy. So thanks for doing the net. Thanks for calling me in, and I won't be able to check in for the next several weeks. VE1CT with the Maritime Fusion Net, VE9GC.
VE9GC, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Gordon. Doing great there. I always wanted to know just, I know I probably could just look it up easily, but the 991 Alpha, the one you're using there, is it like an 897 where you have multi-bands, like right down to like 10 meters and up and so on and so forth, or is that, I know it's the home model. If you could let me know the frequencies there, just remind me again. Greatly appreciated there, my friend.
Yeah, good evening again, Robert. It's a multi-band, 160 through 10 meters, through 6 meters, plus VHF and UHF. So it's a shack-in-a-box type of a rig. I picked this one up because it works for doing some of my remote operation very, very well. My Flex 6600 does a beautiful job on remote too, but it doesn't have this particular mode. So have this one set up so that I can use my iPad when I'm traveling. But because of the time differences over the next few weeks, I don't think I'll be checking in. Hope that answers your question, VE1CT, VE9GC.
VE9GC, VE1CT returning. Yep, that answers her voice. That's the only thing that's missing, I guess, from the 897 that I have here, is it doesn't have the digital. Too bad. Oh, well. Hey, that's good. Just exactly how you said it. A shack in the box. Yeah, definitely, my friend. Oh, thank you very much for your check-in there, Gordon. Greatly appreciate it. And I wish you and yours a great and safe evening there. You take her easy. VE9GC, VE1CT, 73. All right, I know I'm a little behind. Ooh, I guess I'm greatly behind. It's 7 minutes to 8, but hey, we're gonna still do round 1 and round 2. So far this evening, hey, we got 22 check-ins. We're doing good here. All right, before we start round 2, we are looking for any stations outside the Maritime provinces wishing to check in this evening. Any stations from outside the Maritimes, please come down with the call sign, VE1CT, standing by for you.
VA3 COF.
And we have VA3 COF. Good evening, Damien. How's things in your neck of the woods, sir? VA3 COF, VE1 CT. Good evening.
Victor Echo 9, November Alpha.
Alrighty, I also have Victor Echo 9, November Alpha. Let's go with Damien. How's things in your neck of the woods there in Ontario, sir? VA3 COF, VE1 CT. Good evening. Okay, we'll try one more time there for Damien. Could be an internet issue, you know, like Ontario's quite a busy spot there. Try you one more time there, Damien. Let's see, VA3 COF. That's Victor Alpha 3, Charlie, Oscar, Foxtrot, VE1 CT. Good evening. Okay, well, we tried. He may come back in for us then. Well, good evening, Nelson. How's things in your neck of the woods there, Mayor? I'm Victor Echo 9, November Alpha, VE1 CT. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Robert. Good evening to everyone on the net. Well, we didn't do too much today. We did some taxi today. I drove my daughter to the hospital in Moncton today, and early this morning, and came back around 1 o'clock. The road was not the best, but anyway, we made it in and we made it back. Besides that, Robert, not too much. Besides that, there. Thanks for doing the net and call me in. We'll turn it to you, V1 CT from VE9 NA.
VE9NA, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Nelson. Doing great there. Understand you drove your daughter to Moncton there, to the Moncton Hospital for her appointment, and everyone got home safe. That's good to hear, my friend. And thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. And to wish you and yours a great and safe evening there. You take her easy. VE9 NA, VE1 CT 73. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to try Damien just one more time there. See if he's still with us there from Ontario. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie, Oscar Foxtrot, VE1 CT. Good evening.
Yeah, Victor Alpha 3, Charlie, Oscar Foxtrot, Damien from Hamilton. Yeah, I made the call and then the digital signal dropped out, over.
Yeah, if you can hear me, just you dropped there, but we did get the first start. Glad to have you on board there from Hamilton, Ontario, and thank you very much for your check-in there, my friend. Greatly appreciate it, and I wish you a great and safe evening. Quite sure we'll hear you again here on the Maritime Fusion Net. Hi. Take her easy. VA3 COF, VE1CT73. Alright, we are at the bottom of the list. We now start round two. Round two for VY2 land. It's for PEI. Wishing to check in. This is PEI round. CT is standing by for you.
Oh, all right. Good evening, everybody. Victor Yankee 2, Fox United.
VY2, fuzzy underwear. I remember you. I'm still laughing. Just do on this, VY2, V1C.
Hello, Rob, and everybody listening on the net. It's Dave here, Victor Yankee 2, Fox United. I'm up here just to the west of Cavendish on the North Shore, Prince Edward Island, and we had ourselves a blow today. Oh, I was outside watching my tower and my hex beam and my wire antennas, and I was going, oh boy, I better go in. But because they're all okay, with the wind's over with now and everything's back normal. So I've done another one. All right, just to check in. Hello, everybody. Victor Yankee 2, Fox United.
VY2, Foxtrot United, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Dave. Doing great there from Cavendish. Beautiful signal. And, yeah, that's one thing. I haven't had the privilege of attaching an antenna to anything outside of the apartment here. But, yeah, I can imagine when there's high winds. Well, of course, hey, if I was looking at my antenna, it would fall down. I'll tell you that now. Murphy's Law really applies to me quite a bit. I'm glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in there from Cavendish. Greatly appreciated. And I wish you and yours a great and safe evening there, Dave. VY2, Foxtrot Uniform, VE1, CT, 7-3. Alright, more from PEI. Any others from PEI? VE1, CT, this is round 2. This be the final call for PEI, then we'll shift over. Alrighty, well, we're now going to the south end of the mud flap. Hi, to Joe there. We're looking for VE1, VA1 land. Amateurs wishing to check in this evening. Nova Scotia stations. This is round 2. Please come down with your call sign. VE1 CT is standing by for you.
Victor Echo 1 Juliet Papa Delta.
Victor Echo 1 Delta Sierra Sierra.
Echo 1 Charlie Alpha.
VE1 Kilo Echo Victor.
Victor Echo 1 Juliet Charlie Sierra.
Well, that was beautiful, gentlemen. We got 5 stations here. VE1, Juliet Papa Delta. Victor Echo 1, Delta, Sierra Sierra. Victor Echo 1, Charlie Alpha. And VE1, KEV. Well, I'll tell you, Kevin, I'm so used to hearing mobile. And also we have VE1, JCS. It's Juliet Charlie Sierra. Don't miss anyone for Nova Scotia stations. This is round 2, Nova Scotia. Please come now with your call sign, VE1 CT, standing by. Alrighty, well, let's go see how Paul's doing there. Victor Echo 1, Juliet Papa Delta, VE1 CT, good evening.
Victor Echo 1 CT, Victor Echo 1 Juliet Papa Delta. Good evening, Rob, and good evening to everybody else this evening. Just here watching TV, I guess. Not much else going on here. That's pretty much all to report, I guess. We'll say 7-3s, and everyone have a good evening. VE1 CT, VE1 JPD.
VE1 GPD, VE1 CT return. Good evening to you, Paul. Doing great there. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. And wish you a great and safe evening there. You take her easy. VE1 JPD, VE1 CT 73. Alright, let's go up to the crossroads, see how Craig's doing there. Victor Echo 1, Delta, Sierra Sierra, VE1 CT. Good evening, Craig.
Thanks for calling me in. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, it's Craig in Antigonish County here. We are with power now. Power was out for a couple hours. Glad to have the lights back on. We were running off of battery power before that. And other than that, it's been a crazy day here. Snow quite a while, and turned to rain and high winds and blustery, and then no power, and now power. But well, we're doing all right here anyway. We're dry and warm now, so that's the main thing. Say hi to everybody, including James coming up here. Hope you're doing well, James. And we'll chat soon. VE1 DSS 73.
VE1 DSS, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Craig. Doing great there. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. And thank you very much for your check-in. It sounds like, it's been happening all over here. It looks like we had a real bad morning, and then a better afternoon, and almost a fabulous evening with no snow left. Well, glad to have you on board there, Craig. You take it easy, my friend. VE1 DSS, VE1 CT 73. All right, we are going to, let's see, next up will be Rob. How's things in your neck of the woods there, Robert? Victor Echo 1, Charlie Alpha. Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango.
VE1 CT of VE1 Charlie Alpha here. Good evening to you, Robert, and good evening to Kevin coming up behind me there, and all the rest on frequency. Today's weather, of course, was a little messy, but all in all, up around here, I don't think it was really, really bad. I know when I first woke up and looked outside, there was nothing on the ground, and then by the time I was heading into work this morning, it was a pretty big mess. And then once the rain started, now we're I think everything's all washed away out there. So hopefully everybody out there didn't have it too bad. I know there was some power outages there, and Craig saying about power outages. So yeah, hopefully everyone can get that back. It's never a good time to lose power, and a little chilly, but the temperatures aren't sub-zero. I got +8 here in Oxford, so could have been a lot colder. And all that rain could have been snow. Ooh, good thing we missed that. Anyway, I won't keep it here. You and everybody have a great evening. 7-3. Back to you, VE1CT, VE1CA.
VE1CA, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Rob. Doing great there. Yeah, seems like, all we gotta do is try and convince Mother Nature to be a little bit more consistent. Then we can, hey, we could all be astrologists, well, the ones there, the weather guys. Yeah, we can maybe make some extra cash by predicting for them there. Hi. Oh, well, hey. Glad to have you on board, my friend. Thank you very much for your chicken. Greatly appreciate it. I wish you and yours a great and safe evening. You take her easy there, Rob. Next, VE1CA, VE1CT, 7-3. All right, going over to Kevin next to Victor Echo 1 Kilo Echo Victor, VE1CT. Good evening, Kevin.
Yeah, very good evening, Rob. VE1 Charlie Tango from VE1 Kilo Echo Victor. Very good evening, and good evening to Robert there going out the door, and Craig, and good evening to all on the net there tonight. Good crew there for sure. I guess like everybody else is reporting, the weather was a little crazy there today, I guess. Anyway, mild and right up. We're looking at +7 here, so that's certainly pretty good there for sure. And luckily it wasn't all snow, but it did change to rain, so that's always a good thing. Anyway, nothing really else to report here. We'll pass her back to you. Thank you very much for calling us in. Everybody all have a great evening there for sure, and a great rest of the week. VE1CT from VE1KEV.
VE1KEV, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Kevin. Doing great there. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend, and thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. And wish you and yours a great and safe evening there. You take her easy. VE1KEV, VE1CT, 7-3. And we're going up to Ganesh, see how Jim's doing there. Victor Echo 1, Juliet, Charlie Sierra, VE1CT. Good evening.
Yeah, VE1CT, VE1JCS, and Antigonish. Good evening to yourself and everyone on net listening. Yeah, it was a not so good day anyways. We started off with the snow and then the rain. Wasn't aware of the high winds, so I didn't take my HF long wire down, so it's got a bit of a twist to it, so probably a bit of repairs to do to that once the weather gets a little better. Other than that, everyone have a good, safe evening, and 7-3 from Victor Echo 1, Juliet, Charlie Sierra, James, and Antigonish.
VE1JCS, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, James. Doing great there from Antigonish. Glad to have you on board this evening, sir, and hey, good to know that very little damage there on your property. Just that little kink there in the HF wire. Oh, hopefully that'll get worked out real quick there. And hey, I wish you a great and safe evening, my friend. Thanks for coming on board. Greatly appreciated there for your check-in. VE1JCS, VE1CT, 7-3. All right, round 2, New Brunswick. Next up, we got, we're requesting stations from BE9, BA9 land. Wishing to check in this evening, round 2, New Brunswick. Please come up with your call sign, BE1CT, standing by.
Victor Echo 9 Charlie Echo Lima. Victor Echo 9 Charlie Echo Lima.
Victor Echo 9 Charlie Uniform Bravo. Victor Echo 9 Charlie Uniform Bravo.
Victor Echo 9 Alpha Delta Victor.
Alrighty, so far I have 3 stations here for New Brunswick. VE9 Charlie Echo Lima, VE9 Charlie Uniform Bravo, and Victor Echo 9 Alpha Delta Victor. Did I miss anyone or anyone else from New Brunswick wishing to check in this evening? Please come now with your call sign. VE1 CT, standing by, round 2, New Brunswick. Alrighty, let's move up to the top of the list. VE9 CEL, VE1 CT, good evening.
Good evening, Rob. VE1 CT, V9CL. Yeah, no, I was just outside doing some shoveling up in Evanston today at my father's place, and we had quite a bit of snow, so I was out shoveling, and I came in halfway through your net, and then we just had a late supper. My wife did a nice dish of shrimp with stir fry and white wine sauce, and that's what we're having right now. So it's late, but still good, and listening to the net at the same time. So anyway, nothing else to report. I'll pass back to you, VE1 CT, V9CL.
VE9 CEO, VE1 CT, returning good evening to you, Charles. My goodness, you're making me hungry. You should email me some of that. Maybe I can have a good meal there with you. Hi. Glad to have you on board, my friend. And hey, if you are time sensitive, you take her easy there. Glad to have you on board this evening. And you and yours have yourselves a great and safe evening there, and enjoy dinner. VE9 CEL, VE1 CT, 73. Over to Dawn, Victor Echo 9, Charlie, Uniform Bravo, VE1 CT. Good evening, Dawn.
Victor Echo 1 Charlie Tango. This is Victor Echo 9 Charlie Uniform Bravo. Good evening, Rob, and a hi goes out to CEL there going out the door ahead of me, and also ADV coming up here behind me. So anyway, Rob, no real traffic, just check in, say hi, and hope everybody's having a great week, and more importantly has a safe and good week. So anyway, Rob, with that, I'll give it back to you. Victor Echo 1 Charlie Tango. This is Victor Echo 9 Charlie Uniform Bravo here on handheld. Thanks, Robert, for doing the net, and of course calling me in.
VE9 CUV, VE1 CT, returning good evening to you, Dawn. Loud and clear, doing great there. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. I thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciated. And I wish you and yours a great and safe evening. Take her easy, Dawn. VE9 CUV, VE1 CT, 73. And next up, bonsoir, Jean-Pierre. Victor Echo 9, Alpha Delta Victor, VE1 CT. Good evening.
VE1 Charlie Tango, VE9 Alpha Delta Victor. Bonjour, bonsoir, Rob. I hope you're well, Rob, and say hello to Don there, preceding me, and I hope you're well, Don, and you got out of that snow and shoveling that half water, half snow out there. Boys, that's heavy, that stuff. Anyway, we're not going to quit complaining about it. Everybody's in the same position. anyways, no, we're just browsing the net here, looking at videos of the storm surges around the islands and up the North Shore in New Brunswick, and hopefully there's not too much damage up there. Anyways, we'll wish a good evening to everyone here still listening in here towards the end of the net, and 7-3 to all. This is VE9 Alpha Delta Victor, JP and DF, wishing 7-3 to all, and back to you, Robert.
VE9 ADV, VE1 CT returning. Good evening, Jean-Pierre. Doing great there. And yeah, here's hoping that the northern areas there are, damaged, boys, I'll tell you. Nothing worse than that. Especially if people happen to lose their homes, that kind of thing. This is a bad time of year for that to happen as well. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend, and I thank you very much for your check-in there, Jean-Pierre. Greatly appreciated, my friend. You take her easy now. Stay safe as well. VE9 ADV, VE1 CT, 7-3. Now, even though Jim had confirmed that I was loud and clear there at the beginning, I just want to see if Jim's around there just so that I can get him on the list here officially as well. VE1 JBL, are you with us there, Jim? VE1 CT, good evening.
VE1 CT at Maritime Fusion at VE1 JBL. Yeah, very good evening, Robert, and all on frequency. Yeah, you had a pretty good net there, Robert, and we're just waiting for the tail end there. I was going to check in there, so very good and good on everything there. And nothing much to report here. We had a little bit of snow here today, but most of it has been washed away now, so we're back to where we were before there. So, anyways, that's it from here. Robert, thanks very much for doing the net there tonight. Do appreciate it there, and I look forward to the recap at the end there. So have yourself a great evening, and thanks again. VE1 CT and the Maritime Fusion Net from VE1 JBL, Jim Dignish Bridge, 7-3.
VE1 JBL, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Jim. Doing great there, and well, hey, doing really good. You're checking number 34 here. So we're doing beautiful. And we just finished round 2 of New Brunswick, so we'll be putting out a final call in just a moment here. And Jim, also, thank you very much for your time, which you do the net as well. To all of our net controllers, we all take our time out to help out, and it's good to have you all together here, because most of the time we all check in no matter who's on. All right, Jim, you take her easy, my friend. VE1 JBL, VE1 CT, 7-3. All right, we're at the end of round 2, so now it's time for final call. Any stations anywhere on the planet or off the planet, if there are any, wishing to check in to the Maritime Fusion Net, please come down with your call sign. Any other remaining station standing by for you.
Victor Echo 1, Delta Echo Sierra, VE1 DES.
Victor Echo 1, Romeo Charlie Charlie, VE1 RCC Mobile.
Alrighty, so far I got Dawn VE1 DS, and also we have our mobile there, VE1 RCC. Good evening, Robert. Alright, was that it, or did I miss anyone? This is the final call for the Maritime Fusion Net. Please come down with the call sign. Okie dokie. Quite sure you won't mind, John. I'm going to take the mobile first here. VE1 RCC Mobile, VE1 CT. Good evening, Robert. How's things in your neck of the woods, sir, on the roads?
VE1 CD, CT, sorry, VE1 RCC Mobile. Good day to you there, Rob. I like your name, and to all others on the network. Yeah, I'm just barreling down Yarmouth here, just leaving the YLs there, and gonna head back home there, say hello to Mom there for a wee bit, and head back and retire, and then that'd be it there for the day till tomorrow there. I can head off to Shelburne tomorrow, and make my way back to Barrington, and then hopefully that'll be it for the day, but hard to say. But anyway, today, I feels like maybe around 0, 1, 2, thereabouts. I don't know exactly. I'm just only going by feel. But this morning was bitter cold, I found. And then when it started to rain there, I'm telling you, my boots get full of water there a couple of times, and I'm lucky that I have extra pairs of socks and all that, and other boots, but when you do it twice, that's not a good thing. So that's okay. We'll time for another pair. In a nutshell. Anyway, that's okay. This is the time of year, and it is what it is. Other than that, that's what it is. Thanks for letting me in. Everyone have a good day there from Yarmouth. VE1 RCC Mobile.
VE1 RCC Mobile, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Robert. Hey, doing great there. Your mobile is just beautiful coming in there from Yarmouth, and hey, good that you're dropping by, see Ma, and say hello to her there from us as well. And you have yourself a great and safe trip there to Shelburne tomorrow there. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Yeah, it's greatly appreciated. And I wish you and your YL a great and safe evening there. Take her easy, my friend. VE1 RCC Mobile, VE1 CT 73. Over to Dawn, Victor Echo 1, Delta Echo Sierra, VE1 CT. Good evening, John.
V1 Charlie Tango, V1 DES. Hi, Rob. And not much going on here. Now the snow's been cleared off. We probably seeing it was cold for a while this morning, and the weather and temperature just swung the other way. I remember in the good old days, didn't have too much money around, so if your boots were leaking, you grabbed a bread bag and shoved your feet in that first, and then shoved your feet in the boot. Yeah, I remember those quite well. Then things started to improve, and I had my own pair of boots. V1 CT, V1 DES. Have a good evening.
VE1 DES, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Don. Doing great there. Yeah, that's a good idea. My gosh, I didn't even think of that. It's funny, like you were saying, a long time ago, when there wasn't much money, you had to do things like that. Boy, that's an ingenious way of keeping your feet dry, hi. Except for sweating. Anyway, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in there, Dawn. Greatly appreciated. And I wish you a great and safe evening there. VE1 DES, VE1 CT 73. Just before I end, I do want to apologize for, I guess the net ran an hour and a half. I know sometimes I can be slow. So, give my apologies to everyone listening now. And let's see, we're going to proceed now to close the net at this time. And we have a total of, let's see, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36 check-ins. Hey, that's nice. From all of our current net controllers, we would like to thank all of our esteemed amateurs who checked in this evening. Greatly appreciated, and we all look forward to hearing from you in future nets. We're also grateful to all the owners and clubs as well as the maintenance crews of the repair nodes that are presently linked in tonight for helping us expand the area for local ham radio operators to check in. Break. Our recap of the net will be posted on the Maritime Fusion Net webpage at whiskey, period, Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Charlie, period, Charlie, Alpha. It's www.maarc.ca. Now that the net is concluded, I now return the repairs of fusion nodes to normal service. This is VE1CT for the Maritime Fusion Net, signing off, wishing everyone a big 7-3, and above all, keep yourselves safe there. And, let's see, next week it's Rob, VE1CA, so he'll look forward to your check-ins next week there. VE1CT is now clear.
Double with some there. I was just testing here. Watching.